It's just incredible to watch Steph at work.
Curry's got another three. He's different. He shot that from Nashville. And Curry's three. He's got 8 in the first half. He's unreal. He's got 12 threes. 52 tonight. Greatest shooter that's ever lived. What a game.
Everything is going to be a 50 night. Just trying to win a big game and embracing the moment.
A 50-piece from Steph Curry. That is today's electric moment, brought to you by Hyundai. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors on the road facing Memphis. You know what they say, Perk? Revenge, it's best served cold and with a 50-piece.
That's what they say.
That's what we're saying here. Because Curry and the Warriors, they struggled the last time they took on Memphis. Steph would shoot 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. The Warriors lost by 51, the worst loss of the season for Golden State. That would not happen again, Kendrick.
And he remembered that. He remembered that. Steph had this game circled. He wanted to go back in that arena and put on a legendary performance. Damn it, he did just that.
It's the 37th time in his career he's made 5 or more three-pointers in a single quarter, the most in the play-by-play era. To the second we go, and he didn't stop, Danny.
Yeah, I don't know why he's open as he is. He's got 8.5.
Someone guard that man.
Man, at that point, it's like, what you do, face guard him when he cross half court?
He might go triangle too, Davidson days.
25, 5, and 5.5 for the second time in his career. Third quarter.
I love that action right there.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
That guard to guard pick and roll, then quick dribble handoff out of there with Draymond and Steph. Now this is, I'm telling you, this is deflating.
Ridiculous.
What do you do if you're a defender?
Not a whole lot.
Look at all this damn running.
You can't fall asleep. Can't fall asleep. He's moving at all times.
Here's Steph Curry on moving up the all-time scoring list.
You passed Jerry West tonight, all-time scoring list. What's that mean?
I got a little emotional about that, especially obviously, you know, in his memory and what he meant to our organization, to the league, to the world of basketball, to our organization when he worked here, and you know, my relationship with Johnny. And I got to talk to him after the game just to share a moment on what it meant for, you know, me, my family, you know, the entire West family. So that is special. Just understand what his career was, and that's the logo. So very special. I'll keep that ball and put it in a good place.
How awesome is that? Steph is now top 25 all-time. He passes the great Jerry West and now has 25,205 career points. Next on the list, Reggie Miller, just 74 points away. He reached this milestone against the Grizzlies, and Steph became just the second player ever to have a 50-10 game against the Grizzlies. Kobe Bryant, the only other player to do it. It was back in 2008 in his MVP season. And Steph scored 50 points for the 15th time in his career, passing LeBron James and Rick Barry to move into a tie for 6th most 50-point games in NBA history. So when the chef is flambeing, let's take a look at the creme brulee, the cream of the crop, the top of the top, running back the best curry flurries of his 16-year career. Number 5, just a few months ago in Orlando. All of these are on the road, by the way. Steph Curry, in just under 17 minutes, Perk dropped 35 in the second half in a win.
The joy of bringing him a bona fide second option. Jimmy just gave that man CPR, which is dangerous for the rest of the league.
Number 4, this was in 2016 on ESPN against John Wall, Bradley Beal, and the Wizards. 36 points in the first half for the chef. Listen to the shooting line, Danny. 13 of 14 from the field, 8 of 9 from 3, and the Dubs get the win.
Ooh, that's efficient, especially on the road. He must love quieting the crowd out there.
Ooh, happy Halloween 2015 in New Orleans. Steph put on a spooky performance.
In New Orleans.
First half of the Warriors win, 38 points, 13 of 19 from the floor. He was going up against AD, Drew Holiday, and Kendrick Perkins.
Really? Can I have front row seat to that game?
Number 2, Game 7 in SAC. This is 2023. He cooked the Kings.
Oh, yeah. Game 7?
Yep. 50-burger, which included 30 in the second half to advance to the second round.
That's when we heard about the legendary meeting, right? Don't get on the bus if you got doubt, when they was on their way to SAC.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Steve Kerr said that was sublime. And then this is the best one here. Scoreless first half in Game 6 of the Western Conference semis. He went off 33 in the second, including 23 in the fourth. Oh. And then after wrapping the series against the Rockets, Steph said, "I've heard a lot of noise this series. Let's just leave it at that." When the chef drops 50, usually you don't expect that to be the appetizer, Perk. but it was. So let's revisit the main course, the game of the year between the Wolves and the Nuggets here. We're going to pick this one up already in the second overtime. Nikola Jokic hits the little turnaround jumper. Denver up 2.
Touch.
Footwork.
Just over 2 minutes left. The Nuggets now up 1.
Quick
Jokic,
spin.
Floater. So this was called goaltending on Jaden McDaniels. So that gave Jokic a 60-point triple-double.
A what? A 60 what?
A 60-point triple-double. Just over a minute left.
Oh,
Wolves
Russ.
down 1. Anthony Edwards through traffic to put Minnesota back up by 1. He's loving it. 19 seconds left. All tied up at 138. Jump ball at midcourt. McDaniels called for a foul on Jokic here. Let's see that one more time. Yeah, it grabs the arm maybe of Jokic, and Jokic went to the line 1 of 2 to take a 1-point lead. 17 seconds left. The Wolves with the ball down 1. Trapping Edwards.
Stop. Too late.
Yeah.
Drop.
Oh, no.
Roll.
Gotta finish that.
Off the rim.
Got to dunk the ball.
Now you back in transition.
And right here,
People searching to get matched up.
Minnesota's starting to get in trouble. Kicks it out to the corner here. Nikhil Alexander-Walker for 3. No, that doesn't go, but he was fouled on the play. Walker, one more look at that. Was it before the buzzer? Yes, it was. Alexander Walker with a big 26-point performance. He makes these free throws.
Ice cold.
Maybe the wildest game of the year here. 6 straight wins for Minnesota over Denver. That goes back to last postseason. There's a chance we could see these teams meeting up, maybe even in the first round here, Perk. Who do you trust more in the postseason?
The Timberwolves. I trust Minnesota more. It's the others, right, around Jokic that I don't have faith in anymore, right? Murray, he's been up and down, although he didn't play last night. Michael Porter Jr., I don't know. He's halfway in, halfway out.
Aaron Gordon had a good night last night.
Huh?
Aaron Gordon had a good night
He
last
did, but it's not consistent. And my thing is, with Anthony Edwards, this team, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they got their identity back on the defensive side of things. So you know one thing about them, they're going to get stops. They got the personnel to do it. They finally found that I guess that niche where Julius Randle fits in, right? Is that the word, right? He's starting to fit in. And so I'm looking at Minnesota just because of their defensive prowess and the personnel. I get a slight edge to them that I trust them more than the Denver Nuggets.
I'm with Perk on this one, even though I saw a lot of mistakes last night. My gut would say I don't trust either one of them in the playoffs. But I would go with Minnesota more than Denver. There's too many mistakes outside of Jokic, those other players. It's hard to trust you make those mistakes down the stretch.
But outside of Jokic is a big one. Didn't we just say we're talking about Jokic as one of the best players ever?
But we have, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Team sport, you need help.
Because how many minutes did he play last night?
He did not sit after the first half.
Right, 52, 53, and I understand, right, he had a couple of games where he's been out. But I'm worried about Jokic. I'm worried about they rely on him so much offensively. He has to do so much to provide that great offense, to make guys around him better, to be able to put up big buckets. We saw it last year when Minnesota put them out. That was my first time ever seeing signs of Jokic having fatigue. And what I'm saying is, if these others don't really start picking it up, and here we are going into the postseason, I'm having worries that might happen again this postseason.
I give a lot of flowers to Aaron Gordon. He's been playing really well lately. Jamal Murray, we do need to see playoff Jamal Murray emerge, and Michael Porter Jr. Those are the two guys. If they come back to where we've seen them in the past, playing at that type of level, then I'll trust Denver more. But right now, they just have too many mistakes. They don't have enough depth, and Jokic doesn't have enough help to where I trust them in the playoffs.
There's almost nothing I put past Nikola Jokic, but the stats don't lie. When you've beaten a team 6 straight times, you probably are going to give the edge here to the Timberwolves. Nikola Jokic, though, no rest for the weary. They're back in action tonight. We also have some great NBA action tonight. And then Friday, ESPN is home of the women's Final Four. Texas, South Carolina at 7 Eastern. And then we've got UConn, UCLA. Our pregame special from Tampa, it begins at 6. And tap in, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi back doing commentary on ESPN2 and ESPN+. Coming up on